You are now tuned into the Day in the Life of Corey podcast, a podcast about dating, entrepreneurship, and much, much more.
Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life of Corey podcast. Today I have Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle. I'm going to let him introduce himself and just go over what he does.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you guys my intro, which I basically just tell people, how you guys doing? I'm Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle, and I help people start T-shirt businesses from home or wherever you're at. And my YouTube channel can be found under my name, Stan Banks, or T-Shirt Side Hustle. And I do exactly what I just said. I help people start T-shirt businesses. And another thing that I do now, as my studio gets complete, is I'm going to start teaching people how to make money off of content, which is going to be called the Content Hustlers Academy.
Yeah. Okay, so Stan, we want to jump right into this. What is affiliate marketing? A lot of people ask about that all the time. If you can break that down for them.
So affiliate marketing is the simplest form. It's basically if I talk about a product, I can get paid from it. So what I like to think of it as is if I touch it and within my business, I can get paid from it through content.
Okay, and some examples of that would be?
All right, so in the case of T-shirts, let's back up before we get into affiliate market.
Okay.
It's two ways you can make money off of content, kind of, as a business or as an educator. Okay. And the way that you do it is first you leverage attention, right? Okay. So if I have a business and I want to make money off of content, I have to build up the attention. That's how you get paid. That's the new form of currency, is the attention.
Right.
So once I have the attention, and you can do that from teaching what you do, right? Which everybody in business or who owns a business, usually they're reluctant because they feel like I'm not gonna empower my competition, right? But what I say to that is, if you are not a franchise, you're not around, like you don't have locations that can service people in other states and do different things like that, it's levels to it. You should not be worried about giving the information away. If you're interested and you see the value, you can educate people on your business. All right. The other way to make money for a business is to leverage other people's attention. Right. So in my case, T-shirt industry, I teach, or you see like comedians and people. They start talking about products now.
Right.
And that's where this whole affiliate marketing money, brand deals, that's where those things come into play. Right. And what I mean by that is, if I got attention, at the end of the day, if you have a business, what do you care about?
What I care about? Yeah. Making money.
Right? Making money. And that's basically comes down to moving product. So if you can move product for a company, you're valuable. And the way to move product is to show them that you have people's attention.
Okay.
Right? So now that's the currency that you can turn into dollars, which a lot of people didn't understand. I didn't understand it for 2 years. I knew what I was looking for. Right? So ultimately, I'm a sales rep. Right? But I'm not a sales rep in the sense of, I'm going to come to your door, or I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to sell you this box here. It does great things, man. You need it. I know you need it, so buy it from me. Okay. Right? What I'm going to tell you is I use this to record this podcast. And this is a battery pack to power your podcast. And it's the best one, or not even that's the best one. This is the one I use because I filmed 5 podcasts in one day and it didn't die. Okay. Right? So now anybody who wants to come out and start a podcast, sold.
Based on your influence, right?
Right. So in the midst of that, I should make money for that.
Right. Because you're really promoting their product.
Right. And I'm not doing it in a way that says, just come buy this. No, I believe in this product.
Right.
Right. So I'm giving it some, from my authoritative value as a teacher, as an educator. I'm providing value to the company and to the people. And then from that, the affiliate deal would be me reaching out saying, hey, I can sell your product. What do you care about as a company? Selling product. I can sell your product. Here's my platform. I have this many people's attention. So give me a commission for sales. You know what I mean? And basically, I put the work in. I create my own advertising, my way of advertising the product, which is the pitch I just gave you.
Right.
And every time somebody goes and buys that product, I make a few dollars.
Okay. So, a recap on that. This is what Stan Banks use. People know Stan doing the podcast. This is what he prefer to use. By your influence, by you putting it out there anyway, the company is willing to give you some money to help them sell more battery packs in that case.
Yep. In so many words, that's exactly how it works.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to when we're talking about the affiliate, the whole thing as a whole. Give us some examples of some things that in your business, in your niche, because you got, I guess, what I would consider super niche, I guess you would say.
Yeah. So Niches Bring Riches is kind of like one of my books, right? And it's about how to sell T-shirts based on your interests. All right. So in my industry, anything I touch, I can sell as an educator. So what does that mean? Well, first off, I'm going to go to my pitch to a company. Hey, this T-shirt brand company, this is American Apparel T-shirt. Okay. So I go to American Apparel and say, listen, I have at this point I have over 60,000 followers, and I teach people how to start T-shirt businesses. I think your product, American Apparel, fits perfectly because I like the way it fits. You know, I like the way it washes. I like, it doesn't shrink. It fits perfectly. I like the cut of it. I think my audience have found your product very, very valuable. So do you have a way for me to work with you guys as an influencer? Mm-hmm. And that's it.
Okay.
That's the pitch. That's where it all starts.
Right.
So in my industry, you got heat presses, you got screen print equipment, you got T-shirts, you got little tools, weeders, you got vinyl cutters. So much stuff that are, pretty much become a part of what I do day in and day out. Okay. So to my 64 or 60-something thousand followers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to start your business. I'm going to tell you the things that I use. I'm going to review products that may be good, may not be good. I'm going to give you my honest feedback. And my ultimate goal is to help you start your business and make money. And that's what I started it for. And then along the lines, establish these partnerships. I go get a pitch. They come back and say, we've never worked with an influencer before. Mm-hmm. So now I got to figure out if they're willing. I like what you did and what you said in your pitch. One company, I think I pitched them at 40,000 subscribers. Mm-hmm. He said, bro, you had me at 40,000 subscribers. What do you need? Right? And you don't have to be that big. I got a friend who he had 300 subscribers when I found him this year. During coronavirus, he's made over $50,000. And now he's grown. I think his channel's at just over 3,000 subscribers. It's all about the positioning of yourself. So you position yourself right, you can leverage the attention of whoever it is that you have, and you can make money off of it.
Wow. So you say this guy made over $50,000 this year alone?
He didn't think it was possible. He didn't think it was possible. He didn't think it was big enough. And if he was on the phone right now, he'd be mad because I think he had like 360 subscribers, right? Because I just say 300, but it was like literally like 300, between 300 and 400 subscribers. It's a small channel, right? But if you're in a niche, that's valuable. Right. I like to say you multiply my following by 10. Okay. If you're in a niche, it's 10 times more valuable. Right. Or and in your case, like what we consider super niche, right?
Well,
super niche, whatever.
Because most of your subscribers are going to be there to see T-shirts. Like, you're not gonna have a random person that's into like electronics over there looking at your channel or anything like that.
Yeah, true.
So you really got their attention.
Yeah, so it's a niche, right?
It's easy to move.
I think you can say super niche, but if I thought about electronics, right? Like you got sound electronics, you got like everyday electronics, like you got computers. Mm-hmm. So I feel like computers would be like super niche if I only talked about computers when you talk about electronics, right? Well, right? Because you
don't think yours would be considered that your T-shirt?
I just call it a niche, because a super niche was like if I only talked about screen print.
Oh, I see.
If I only talked about embroidery, if I only talked about DTG stuff, if I only talked about one thing, the overall category is apparel decoration.
Okay, gotcha.
And super niche would be if I only did one thing within that industry. That's what I would consider to be a super niche.
Okay.
But like I said, it's about positioning.
Okay. And how hard is it to reach out to these companies?
Bro, it's a DM away, bro.
Yeah.
You know, they paying attention.
Right.
The biggest companies in the industry are now paying attention, especially right now, because what coronavirus did for us influencers is it made the industry scared, right? Because they didn't even want to shut down, right? So not only did the supply companies shut down or the people selling these products shut down, you know, the companies, the big companies that use these products shut down.
Right.
You know, so they weren't getting those big orders. And now what happened? People were home. They had time to educate themselves about the businesses, whatever it may be that you want to start. And what I want to say is this is duplicatable. I don't care what you do.
Right.
You know, I could be a janitor and I could tell a janitor a plan, you know, to make passive income being a janitor.
Right.
Doing what you do every day, eventually working to the point where you don't have to work anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What you tell me in the car, you said I'm working right now, so I don't got to work anymore.
Right, absolutely.
Is that how you put
and
it?
I say that and some people don't understand, but I know you know what I meant when I said that.
Yeah, because I'm going to put in the grind
crazy,
now so that I can sit my ass down later and collect some money, and I'm going to work and do the things that I want to do. You know, and for me, I feel like people got to find what makes them happy. And that's the thing that I want to chase.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's about my freedom to travel, to spend time with my kids.
Right.
And I didn't always have that freedom, but I worked hard. I made the sacrifice of time and all of that stuff to get in a position where I can travel.
Right, because
you know
you
what
got
I'm
that
saying?
passive income coming
I
in.
knew I had one job technically my whole life. I had some like high school work study jobs that I had to have because I went to a road tech school. But, you know, I had one job and I knew, you know, I didn't know when I was going to leave the job. And I was making $10 an hour at this job, right? I didn't know when I was going to leave the job, but I knew if they ever told me I couldn't go to my daughter's school, dance recital, it was over.
Yeah, you waiting on something like that, huh?
You know, I wasn't waiting. I loved the job. I loved the people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't love the money.
Right.
But it did teach me a lesson. It's like, that's where my whole YouTube journey was born, because if I didn't have, you know, my t-shirt hustle going, or my different hustles. I've done a lot of hustles over the time. But if I didn't have something that was going on, bro, how can you survive off $10 an hour?
Right.
How can you survive off of $1,600 a month?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let alone, that's before taxes, so they didn't even touch the taxes. And then I got kids.
Right.
You know, how can I survive off of that? Rents, you know, a cheap rent is $800. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, let's say I got $1,400 after taxes, $800 going to that. Then you got food.
Right.
Then you got transportation.
Yep. Insurance.
Then you got toiletries.
Right. Yeah, it's gone before you know it.
Man, the kids need sneakers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those is real life struggles, and that's what I started my channel for. It's like, if I didn't have something else going on, what would I do?
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I wasn't even, you know, I wouldn't say that, you know, it allowed me to survive. Right. It allowed me to breathe easy. Now, don't get me wrong. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul at times.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had to make decisions, and I had to be up at 3 a.m. crushing it, you know,
Shirts
like Gary
now.
Vee teaches to make the shirts, to make the money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you needed $300, I knew that I could teach you what I was doing to just make your bills hit a little bit less, right?
Right.
So I keep saying this thing about, it's about positioning, right? And I tell people, like, whatever you touch, you can sell, right? So in the case of whatever you touch, you can sell, it's big, right? Like, you can go to the biggest company in your industry and possibly get a deal. It may never happen, right? But why can't I I drink coffee, all right? At one point, I drank a lot of coffee. So why can't I position myself to work with a coffee company? Like, my favorite place is Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
I don't know. I didn't get the deal yet, but I can position myself constantly that one day it might happen, or it might be another company that comes up that might be intrigued by what I did, and I can leverage that positioning to get that deal.
Okay. And so how many years have you been doing your t-shirt business?
Oh, man. I started T-shirts in 2009, and I started doing it seriously in about 2011.
So at what point did you realize you could do affiliate marketing? You can actually get paid off the products.
So I started YouTube in 2017.
Okay.
And I walked into the first company a company called Total Wing Solutions, probably like 4 or 6 months into YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know what it was called. So I walked in there, and I understand that data is important.
Right.
So I walked in there and I said, yo, I like this company. I use y'all stuff. I got a little small channel. I got like 300, 400 subscribers. And the guy was like, oh, that's dope, man. I like what you're saying, hey, we'll give you some free product. And I was like, wait, I don't want free product. You know what I'm saying? I knew that early. Free product, bro, is easy to get.
Right.
And that's just the start. So what I asked for was a coupon code. Give me a coupon code for every person that I send to you, they get 10% off. So I'm creating value for the company by bringing them. So it was a first-time purchase code. You can only use it one time, right? So I'm creating value for the company, and I'm creating value for my audience. They both love me now, right? So this is the way you build a cult-like following. I didn't want the personal gain right now. I just wanted the data. So what I knew by asking for that code was, eventually, if they got to be able to tell me, I didn't go into this detail with them initially, but they got to be able to tell me that, hey, this code we used X amount of times. It provided X amount of dollars in discounts or in revenue. Right. So 3 months into the deal, 4 months into the deal, I go back and say, yo, how many times was that code used? Oh, I forgot the number, but it generated like $30,000 in first-time purchases in 3 or 4 months.
Wow. So on average, about $10,000 a month.
So now that's the bargaining chip.
Right. So at first you weren't actually making any money off of it, but now you go back to them.
Position myself.
And tell them so you can make money.
I positioned myself early on because I didn't know what affiliate marketing was. I didn't know what a brand deal was. I didn't know what any of this stuff was.
Right.
All I knew was I was providing a service, and I should get paid for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm doing it for the people. That I always held my integrity about it, but I should get paid by this company. I'm helping your company grow. You should pay me.
So what did those numbers look like when you went back and negotiated that deal?
So that company actually offered me a job.
Oh, wow.
Right? I was doing what I was doing, and it sounded good at first. Hey, you're making $400 a week. I'm going to pay you $500 a week. And I remember literally sitting in my car crying one day after I quit the job. I was literally sitting in the car crying because I'm like, bro, you guys just still don't understand. I'm negotiating, right? And I'm like, bro, I don't even want the $500 a month. And I knew very early on that I didn't want $500 a month when I deserve $100, because I damn sure don't want $500 a month when I deserve $2,000, $5,000, and $10,000.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I had the foresight. So I was like, you know what? I can take this $500 now, but we got to figure this out. I want my customers. I want every person that used that code to be my customer. I'm a sales rep. Right. They got sales rep inside their company. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that early on. So just think about $30,000 in first-time purchases. To run a business, you ordering supplies constantly.
All the time. Right.
You know what I mean? If you get serious, if you're not even serious, you ordering 3 or 4 times a month.
Right.
If you getting serious, you might be ordering 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to order this, I need to order that, I need to order this. So I figured I could take $10,000 a month, which would, at 10% commission, let's say, that'd give me what? $10,000. Right. That'd give me $1,000.
Right.
That $500, I'm already halfway there.
Right.
So now let me consider the fact that these people might be ordering 4 times. So that's really $120,000.
Right.
And that's really $30,000 a month. Now that $2,000 don't sound too good. Right. That $500, that $100 raise don't sound too good. Right. It's already starting to scoot the numbers out. Right. And, I love that company. I still don't have a deal with that company the way that I think it should be ran. Right. But I appreciate them for giving the opportunity because they didn't have to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So one thing I know about business, I don't take it personal, but if you ain't playing ball with me, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Right. So if I come and pitch, hopefully you come around to what I feel like the value is before I work with somebody else. Because the double back, now the conversation changes. Right, when you double back now, it's like...
Give me an example.
Oh, man. So
the percentage go up at that point?
The percentage go up. We didn't even talk about brand deal. Brand deal is when you make money up front.
Okay, give me an example.
It's a cost of going into making this podcast right now.
Right.
Right? You might not think about it like that, but there is a cost for you to travel wherever you are. Right. The person that maybe got a big guest, maybe the guest wants money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That takes time to edit. How long does it take you to edit your podcast?
Time is money.
You know what I'm saying? let's say it takes you an hour. You know, what's your hourly time worth?
Right.
You know, up front, it's not going to be worth $1.
Right.
Until you prove your concept or you do some of the things that you need to do to get it to that level. You're right, but ultimately there's a cost of time. You know, if you got a full-time job or you own a business or you got a full-time job, whatever that number is, you know, as a freelance person, I feel like you should at least be making $60 an hour. Mm-hmm. And how did I come with that number? Well, if you think about a company, I'm just going to keep it simple. There's more, but there are departments in companies, right? There's HR, there's sales, there's warehousing, there's customer service, right? I'm just going to say 4.
Okay.
And inside a company, a nice company, right? They're going to pay you $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So that's $60. 15 for this person, 15 for that person, 15. So we do all of that. We do all of that stuff.
You're doing all of it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, that's where I came up with, I think, and then, you know, I think I said like $60 to $75 because, you know, but that's how I came up with the number. So to edit your podcast, that's $75 an hour.
Right. I get what you're saying. Definitely.
There's costs associated with the hour that we're going to spend filming this, the hour that when you leave here, you're going to edit it, the hour you're just going to spend breaking this up into micro content so you can post to Instagram, do this stuff and market it and do all of that stuff. There's time and money associated with all of that stuff.
Thanks for joining us this week. If you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel at A Day in the Life of Corey, and be sure to tune in next week for our next episode.